Hey girl, hey, my name is Gina DeFord. I'm the founder of Babe Crafted, your favorite girl gang. I'm going live today with the fabulous Jessica Santander of Jessica Santander Designs. This company is a mother-daughter duo. Jessica has been a member of Babe Crafted for several years, and today we're going to be talking about building an authentic brand voice. So let's go ahead and give Jessica a chance to join the conversation. Please feel free to share an intro of yourself in the chat. We definitely want to customize the conversation as much as we can for you and your business. And then, of course, if you have any questions at all, do not hesitate to pop them in the chat, and I will make sure that that Jessica sees them. Okay, so she should be joining us any moment. I hope you're having a beautiful day so far. What day is it? Thursday, I think. Hope you're having a wonderful adding Jessica into the conversation. We're having a chat about building an authentic brand voice. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I appreciate the compliment, girl. These are my new pride earrings.
Ooh, I love it, Gina. I was staring at it immediately when I saw you.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, thank
Beautiful.
you. You're beautiful. Thank you so much. Might I say your brows look incredible today.
Oh, stop it. Thank you.
It's
I just
just,
did it for you, girl. All for
oh,
you.
well, that is very sweet. Well, they look amazing. So
Thank
before we
you.
dive into the questions that I have for you, introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about you. Tell us a little bit about Jessica Santander Designs, and then we'll dive into talking about brand voice.
Absolutely. With honor. Well, first off, thank you, Gina, for extending this space of yours with our baby brand. I'm so excited to be speaking and engaging with our Babe Crafted loves and everyone around here. So, to a little fun facts about us. I am Jessica. I am the founder and designer of my handmade jewelry brand. We're based here in Tampa Bay, mother-daughter duo, and 3.5 years in the making. And ultimately, our overall brand is all about inspiring us modern day women. So that's you, that's me, that's everyone around us and within us to reimagine our everyday joy and to speak and live that out in such a vibrant way. So we do that through all of our pieces that entail a nice little storytelling feature to it.
Yes, and I'm sure you're wearing a couple of your own pieces right now, right? If you are,
Yep.
can you just go ahead and point to them so that anyone who is not familiar with your brand knows, like, oh, this is what her pieces look like?
Yeah, so sorry guys. I know I'm in the car. It's like I'm trying to find a good, comfortable posture here. But I'm like, oh, I don't know what to do. Okay, but so yeah, I'm wearing some of our newest designs for spring summer. So we have some Amazonite, citrine, just overall gold filled dainty gemstones and crystals, to really bring out all that positive energy and really just celebrate how beautiful it is to be a woman in today's world.
Love it, love it. Thank you so, so much for sharing. We've got a really sweet compliment in the chat for you.
Oh,
Inner
thank
Serenity loves your
you.
pendant.
This is my new favorite, the Amazonite. So she's all about that can-do attitude in addition to balancing your yin and the yang. But I just love how the Amazonite is that special reminder of the mindset transformation when you just say, I can do this and watch me do it and just go for it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Irvi, for your sweet compliment.
Thank you.
All right, so let's talk about building a brand voice. But before we can dive into the what and the how, all of that nitty gritty, what is a brand voice? What does that mean for the average business owner?
Oh my goodness. I absolutely love this question with being a brand voice. I mean, there's so much that goes into it, but ultimately how I have experienced and how I've been really digesting the brand world, the brand voice for us business owners and for consumers who are, that conscious consumer wanting to have that extra value behind your purchasing power. Brand voice is ultimately that extra little oomph, that energy, that experience, that momentum that you feel. It's like a magical extra connection that you get to experience when you come across a new brand, a new business for the first time. Ultimately, a brand voice is that world that is welcoming that consumer in and being able to see, to experience, to envision just what that mission is. And I just feel, being able to experience both worlds of being more on the subtle, no face behind a brand to now where we're at, being the face behind a brand. a brand voice is definitely very important nowadays, and that we're seeing there's so many important social topics and social issues are throughout our global ecosystem that many businesses are being challenged and confronted to seeing, what is it that we are purposefully embracing through your purchasing power and through the support from consumers. So brand voice is the world that we're supporting and how we're able to bring that impact along with the relationship with our consumers.
Thank you so, so much for sharing a bit more context. I feel like it's so nice to really kick things off with sharing a little bit more info before we dive in deeper. And for all those who are tuning in, thank you so much for being here. Please feel free to share an intro of yourself and your business in the chat. Also, let us know, how are you currently feeling about your brand voice? Do you feel that you have a consistent brand voice? Is this something that you're really new to and you just, you want to get some more information about? Feel free to let us know. Okay,
Yeah,
so how did you get started with honing in on your brand voice? And how would you describe your brand voice?
it's been a very impactful transformational journey with where we're at with our brand voice now. I mean, as I shared previously, when I first started my business, it was really a conservative style where I did have the mission, but going through, the pandemic and this past 2.5 years, I feel brand voice really needs to be nourished through moments of reflection, going to your mindset. So I was able to work through a mindset coach who's also a fellow Babe Crafted member, Nikita Williams. She is incredible with how she's able to really help us women to dive deep into our mindsets, really get past those uncomfortable moments, because those are really also the important moments that are going to have that pivoting moment for us and really where we want to take ourselves, whether we're a product-based business or a service-based business. And so that brand voice is that reflection and always that ongoing transformational reflection of how you're evolving yourself as a human being. What is it that you are passionate about? And I was able to learn a lot of what I feel is important to me personally and how I want to translate this into my business through not only our copy, but also how I want to be helping our consumers, having that helping hand. So it's how I've experienced, being now the face behind the brand, and the brand voice is the overall 360-degree package. Not only your mission statement, but how are you living that out? And even more importantly is how are you bringing your consumers, having that open invitation along the journey and helping them along the way. So it's a beautiful process. It's a lot of mindset reflection, but it really, I feel that the most important thing is going back into your why and how is that always going to be evolving.
So phenomenal. I love that, you have your mission statement, which is a really important part of, any business owner's foundation, but then taking that mission and using it in your day-to-day is really wonderful. It's like such a nice, we have a comment here. Jessica's brand voice, and overall brand are also awesome. That is so, so kind.
Oh, Francesco, I send you a big hug. We met virtually. I think it was last year, so still in the height of the pandemic. Sending you all my love and hope you're doing well, Francesco.
So wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing your kind words, Francesco. Thank you so much to You Are Extraordinary. Thank you so much to Irvi for introducing yourselves. Okay, so let's go ahead and keep this chat going. So what do you think is important for building a genuine brand voice? Like, what is it really made up of?
Yeah, I mean, the foundation is going to be always asking yourself, why did you start what you started in the first place? And it can, for me, it was scary to go why. I mean, there's so many moments that really shaped why I wanted to start a purposeful jewelry brand. And it requires a lot of patience, but ultimately, you have the web of these why, but ultimately you're going to discover that one beautiful purpose that you feel it within your guts, that is going to give you that like electrical feeling of saying this just makes sense. And it took me a while to get here. I mean, there's so many different reasons of why I feel, our jewelry is very storytelling oriented, but as how I just recently discovered, the ultimate why is reimagining your everyday joy. There's so many different facets behind that brand voice, and it can be whether you're classic, timeless, whether you're going to be bold and cultivating a community. It's both having that balance where you are continuously giving yourself grace of how you're evolving, going back to your day one, your foundation of when and why you took that first step, that took that big, beautiful leap of faith. And also with your consumers. I mean, whether you may have that customer avatar, whether you have a few loyal, amazing customers, always be asking them questions, always be seeing how you are able to evolve with them, to be with their journey. And we, for all brands, for human beings together, I feel that, and I'm sure everyone feels that throughout the past 2.5 years, we've definitely been challenged. We've definitely been, shaken by our shoulders to wake up to what's important to us and see where in our universe we can have a voice and amplify that footprint while bringing others along. And it's something that is, I've known personally, has been scary to take a deep dive into, but the journey is always one that's beautiful and can be positively impacting. And just stay true to your purpose, and you'll soon be having your own tribe that's going to be resonating with that. So I hope that answered the question. I know I always go long, deep into the topic, but yeah.
No, thank you so much. It's been really wonderful. And I want to welcome some new people who are tuning in. Welcome, Erica. Welcome, Sophia. Is so wonderful to have a nice little gang together this morning to chat about brand voice. Feel free to share any questions in the chat too. We definitely want to hear from y'all. So why is it important to focus on caring for your brand voice? I know that there are lots of different elements to having a strong brand and having a consistent brand, but we're focusing on this specific element. So why is that important to you, Jessica? Like, what is the difference it has made for you in your business journey?
Yeah, I feel it's very important to ask and to always be asking ourselves. I mean, branding itself is a whole world, but brand voice is also a very, very important little aspect of it. And for me personally, it's been a very, just important factor to always consider in the back end, because, with being a product-based business and specifically with jewelry, I mean, anyone can make jewelry. Anyone can do anything that they set their minds to. And what I've always been telling myself since day one is that the number one factor that's going to differentiate yourself from another brand is going to be the person that's behind it. Yes, it's going to be a purpose, but especially you need to be able to communicate that, to express that, to visually live that out. And that itself is a brand voice. And brand voice is how the consumers are going to be able to have that first powerful, tangible touch point, whether that's going to be online and see that through your copyright, see that through the way that you're describing your products, or even, through in-person events. It's the way that, you're having that open-ended conversation and that relationship, so the consumer can really just have that immediate know, like, and trust factor. And the brand voice is something that is going to be that magical touch to really solidify and say, okay, there's something in this that I am resonating, and that consumer herself or himself, they're going to want to be able to share this with others. They're going to be your brand advocates. So the brand voice I feel is that bridge, that bridge from my purpose to yours, and how we're going to be able to spread that message across.
Heck yes. And let's talk a little bit about where we're putting that brand voice. It's your social media, right? It's your newsletters. Where else is that brand voice appearing and resonating?
Yeah, girl, I'm sure you're absolutely, the queen of copyright and content with social media. So it's definitely, with social media, the newsletter, all of the fun things that we got to do on the back end. But it's also, just how you're living it out. I mean, as a founder, even your team, it's your culture. How are you representing that wherever you go and with whomever you're able to be in touch with? So it's just, that living, breathing energy that is 360 degrees. Not something that you are to get stressed out about, but, to enjoy that and to find that as an extra light to be inspired by, where your brand voice is wanting to continuously grow and evolve with you. So it's something to be curious about, and to be able to just share that endlessly in the world.
Absolutely. And everything we put out on behalf of our businesses, whether it's one-on-one customer communication, whether it's an Instagram post or a newsletter, or you are, you're doing an Instagram live, I mean, you definitely want that voice to be consistent across
Yeah.
all those different communications. I mean, the emojis that we use, like the
Yeah.
language that we use, the energy that's within the words that we choose. Yeah, all
Mm-hmm.
of it is an opportunity to make an impact and build that connection, that know, like, trust, like you touched base on.
Amen.
Absolutely. Okay, so what recommendations do you have for fellow business owners who are looking to either, whether they're starting a new business and they're looking to build that brand voice from day one, or someone who's more seasoned and has been doing this for several years, maybe
Yeah.
much longer than that, and are looking to make sure they have that consistency?
Yeah, I mean, like, we're heading what into summer season now, right
Mhm.
before the busiest seasons in retail. So I feel that, now is a perfect opportunity for all business owners, whether you're just starting or you're a veteran, 8+ years in the making, to just have that reevaluation of where you're at. And that one question personally, that when I came across, I was just like, that's so important to ask yourself, whether it's on a quarterly basis or twice a year, is, am I still feeling that electrical emotion and energy of excitement that I felt when I first started? Or the idea that came to mind, that moment when I'm like, oh my goodness, I just had an idea where I wanted to start my business. If you are, if you're not, then just dive deep more into that. Have that journal out and just start playing around with your emotions right now and seeing if that is in alignment with your purpose. And also, number one thing, I mean, with branding and brand voice, is going back to your purpose. Is this still something that you resonate since when you started day one? Is this something that is very, very important for you? And on top of that, lean into the community, like with Babe Crafted, with podcasts, with other business women, or whether being virtual or in person. We got to get out of our own shell and share our purpose with others. Lean into feedbacks, and tap into what others are saying, if they're resonating, how their emotional reaction, and their just overall your community. And on top of that, I do have also an extra book that really helped me just realign my overall vision of what branding is nowadays, especially that you're seeing a lot of folks out there saying, and consumers asking for a face behind the brands, and to just really be what is being kind of a buzzword, just being authentically you, being true, and just be okay with that. And that is a book by Jessica Zweig, called Simply Be. So Simply Be. And it's just to the point of how brands are just having that beautiful potential to blossom by simply being who you are and embracing your backstory. Even if that backstory is something that's scary, that brings back, pain, challenges, it's making up who you are and where you are today. So embrace that.
That is such a beautiful recommendation. I know that it is buzzworthy to talk about authenticity. However,
Yeah.
I've often found that cliches are cliche for a reason,
Mm-hmm.
like it is a foundational principle to have an authentic voice and authentic persona when it comes to, being the face of your business. But even though we hear about it a lot, it is really important to make sure that we're actually doing that.
Mm-hmm.
That's an incredible way to reach and resonate with our dream clients. And
Yep.
we've got some new folk who have tuned in. Thank you so much for being here. Hello, Felicia. Hello, Shop Nairi. Hello, Amneris. I hope I'm saying this right. If I'm not, I apologize. So happy to have you here. If anyone has any questions for Jessica, please don't be shy about popping them in the chat. My last question for you, Jessica, is And I have like a little comment to lead into the question, which is, we've been talking about having your own brand voice and how that is going to differentiate you from other businesses. Obviously there are other jewelry designers out there. There are other jewelry brands out there, but there's no one like Jessica Santander. So tell us a little bit about where we can find you, where we can learn more about your company, and feel free to let us know if you have any markets coming up that people can meet you at in person if they live in the Tampa Bay area.
Yeah, and thank you so much, Gina. I mean, we're all uniquely amazing. We all have our magical DNA. So that's just something for everyone to embrace. And there is enough, plenty of space for all of us at the top. That is number one thing we always have to remind ourselves, and something that my mom is always saying, sun shines for everyone. So much love to everyone. For those of you who would love to learn more about us, you can also follow me here on Instagram at Jessica Santander Designs. You get to see a lot of behind the scenes and much obnoxious love from our puppy Potter. As well as our website, jessicasantander.com. And in terms of in-person markets, possibly this weekend, we're just seeing with weather since we're having this Agatha coming up. But if not, then we are definitely doing Midtown the last weekend, but I'm always sharing that on our Instagram and newsletter as well.
So phenomenal. Thank you so much, Jessica. So everyone who is not currently following Jessica, make sure you pop over to her account and give her a follow. This Instagram live is also going to be available as a replay in our Babe Crafted Instagram feed. So feel free to revisit that if maybe you caught us at the tail end of the conversation. Thank you so much, Jessica, for your time and your beautiful energy today. It has been a total joy to get to have this chat with you. And thank you for presenting today's Lunch and Learn.
Oh, thank you guys so much. And Gina, I mean, just being in your beautiful presence, you are a total rock star, beautiful energy always. And thank you so much for, sharing this opportunity and being able to speak what I absolutely love about speaking with our fabulous community here. And much love to everyone. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Jessica. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Have a beautiful rest of your Thursday afternoon.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.